I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you ever go on a trip, cardio related most of the time, and come back and your area is full of stuff that your wife decided to clean? And then she's like, oh, perfect chance. He's not here. I'll put everything that I don't know where it goes in the studio.
No,
Well,
no.
you're lucky. I think it's because you have your room already too packed right now.
Well, it's funny you should say that because, like, I bought a tote before I left because I need to move some stuff. So I bought a big tote,
Yeah.
and Haley cleaned out her closet. So I actually bought two totes. I bought her a tote and I bought me a tote. And so I told her, I said, hey, if you want to set your tote on top of my tote, I'll put it in the attic when I get home, which she didn't do, but she put like 80 hangers on my tote. I was like, oh, okay. Hmm. You know,
Put these in the attic.
yeah, yeah. But it's funny because, like, all the hangers at some point were mine. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, because I keep, hey, I don't, I like, hey, I need to hang up some shirts. And all my hangers disappear. And now,
Yeah.
now I know where they all went.
That's a
But
problem around here, dude. Hangers are in short supply, no matter how many Cassie buys. I don't know why. But
I don't know where they go.
although there was a slight hint of what's going on when I came home and Bailey literally had roughly 12 to 20 dresses just on the back of chairs, anywhere a ledge would hang a hanger.
Okay.
And I was like, I guess she had to do all the dresses at once,
Yeah.
apparently. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's how
that's
it's
kind of
going.
weird.
It's a complete, because not only does it have the stuff that Cassie put in here, but like I barely got my bags unpacked, and all the stuff that I have in here is just like right out of sight.
Well, I did come home. Now, see, I had that happen at work. Like, I did come home and our table that we unbox, like we keep all the car equipment on when we're working on a car.
Yeah.
Um, it was filled with stuff that had come in while we were gone. And so, I mean, it was a tad bit of joy,
Right.
but then it was also a tad bit of where are we gonna put all this shit?
Yeah, we're gonna put it. Yeah, gotta break
You
these
know, and then
boxes down.
also it was like, oh, this is all stuff we got to do. Crap.
I'll tell you what, I have to finish this subwoofer shootout soon. There are subwoofers everywhere you look here. I've been stubbing my toe on subwoofers. Because not only do I have these shootout subwoofers, I have like six more that I need to do. So, like,
Wow.
just there's going to be a lot of subwoofer videos from me. I hope you guys like them because that's what it's going to be for the next 2 months, at
So
least.
we actually have some subwoofers we have to deal with too, because Focal just came out with their new entry level subwoofer, both
Yeah.
in shallow and regular. So we have a concept for a video that we're going to do with those, um, just to have some fun with it and try to do something a little bit different than what everybody does, because
Right.
it's it's like, oh, whatever, you know. Um,
Well, and I actually enjoy doing subwoofer videos. It's a little different than an amp dyno or an how to or whatever
yeah, oh
the
no, I
case may
agree.
be. So it's fun until you've done like I don't know 16 or something of them.
So we did the Morel 4-inch video, which we haven't it isn't out yet.
Yeah.
And we tried something new where we A/B, like we recorded A/B in between the two, and playing long form music. So we're kind of anxious to see how that actually turns out. You know, I'm not for it in the sense, like, I know you're not going to hear like the quality that's coming off of these
Right.
speakers, because at the end of the day, it's coming through my mic, it's going up to YouTube, and you're playing it in your phone. So it's
Hmm.
not like it's not like, oh my god, this Morel 4-inch is in my house.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. But we're hoping that you can at least kind of hear the difference between a component and a coaxial,
Yeah.
and pick up the subtleties and difference of all those. Um,
I
and
think you can
then
always tell the I don't know, the tonality of it.
I don't even know if you could
You know.
do that though. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
something new we're doing. And then that's going to be followed up by, we have the Virtus, and then the Virtus Carbon Nano.
Yeah.
And I've been dying to A/B between the two because people always ask, like, what's the difference in sound? How, does this not put out? It's like, okay, so they sent us both. They sent us enclosures, and we got to give them back. Everyone calm down. We don't get to keep them. They're actually, we're building them for them, and we're going to shoot a video, and then we're going to send them back, and then they're going to use them for a training, as far as I know. At least that's the plan right now. So yeah, I'm anxious to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I will be listening with headphones.
Have either of you been guilty of doing Michael Jackson dance move while listening to his music? I don't do it while listening to his music. I just do it randomly.
Yeah.
Like if I have a crowd, and I need to act silly, I'll bust the move.
Oh yeah. I mean, who's not doing the little hand? I gotta get it close. Yeah. You got to.
I mean, yeah. I'm a sucker for a dance move. I can't dance for shit, so for me, if I do it, it's for comic relief.
Like Elaine on Seinfeld.
I don't remember that. I remember her dancing, but I don't remember why.
Yeah. She just like juking and jiving and making random moves.
No, see, I'm not possessed by some strange demon. I'll strictly
That's
do
exactly
it for
what
the
it
laugh.
is.
No, I'll do it for the laugh. Like if it's gonna carry the story, then I'll do it. Other than that, no, I'm no.
So, man, I actually have a topic for today. Cardio travels. Okay. Where you been? What you been doing?
Well, let's start with you, because I feel that like you don't get out much to do these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I feel like your trip, was probably, it was way different than anything we normally do.
Yeah, it's hold up, I'm putting a poll up because I didn't get to it.
No, that's fine.
Or maybe I'm gonna change it to where. All right, we're just gonna change it because it's like messing my whole system up.
Yeah, don't have it do that, man. Yeah, I've moonwalked into a coffee table or two. I bet. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the thing.
All right, my cardio travel. So I typically make like 4 to 5 shows maximum a year, and this one just happened to be the DB Drag Finals. They were having like an old school meet there. Where should I start? Should I just start on the flight?
We're gonna start at the beginning because I feel like we need to really get the nuts and bolts of what it. First off, what show did you go to?
The DB Drag World Finals. It was actually their 25th year anniversary.
And where was it?
In Owensboro, Kentucky.
Middle of fucking nowhere. Oh, sorry.
Right. Oops. Boom. We got him.
Yeah. So you flew out to meet with Big D.
Yeah. So
yes.
Let's start. I actually flew out of my hometown. The first time flying ever out of my hometown because it's a small regional airport, but it happened to be cheaper that way.
Okay.
And so I flew on a puddle jumper, 2 seats each side, super small. I flew main cabin. My knees, although they weren't touching, my knees were literally like this far away from touching the back. That was whatever. Got to Dallas. Dallas is an absolute nightmare. You already know.
Which airport did you fly into? The big one or the little one?
DFW.
Okay, so the sucky one.
Yeah. So did that. Got on the next plane. The next plane, I'm at the very back of the plane. First time I've ever been at the very back of the plane.
Why were you at the back of the plane?
Because I didn't get to select my seat because I picked main cabin. This is going to fold in American. This is going to fold into another portion of the story. But anyways,
sorry.
We hit turbulence. Dude, I have never been nauseous on a plane, but sitting in the very back with the turbulence, I felt the sweat coming and I was like, I don't feel so great. And I started to feel a little nauseous. So I had to ride that like the last 45 minutes. Got to RDU in Raleigh, Durham, and everything was cool after that. But that very moment when I got off that plane, I told Derek, I said, I am upgrading these seats on the way back. We're not going to play this same game. So as soon as I got off the plane, it was like midnight. I got new tickets for the way back. to absolve that problem. Also, as a sidebar, I hate people in general. Like, I hate flying on planes with people. I don't want to sit by you. I don't want to smell you. Dude, there is so many, like, people are gross, dude. People are gross. They stink. They're weird. It's just bad.
Can I sidejack right there for a second?
Yeah, hit it.
Two things. One, this is why you don't fly in the back of the plane.
Right.
Because if you fly in the wing, that's the back of the plane.
Yeah.
Anyways, two, so we sitting next to somebody. So on one of the flights, I think on the way there, I sat next to the producer of Prey, the Predator movie that just came out.
Oh, wow.
Didn't realize this until we got off because I was watching Conan the Barbarian. And she's like, so did you see Prey? And I didn't really get it. And then she goes, oh, I'm the producer. And I was like, fuck, we could have talked this whole flight, you bitch. So anyways, that was that. Okay. So
that's awesome. Well,
that was pretty, yeah.
Just two examples. The way there, sit by a dude, he was probably maybe 110 pounds, soaking wet, in the middle seat, which sucks. It sucks to sit in the middle seat. Everyone knows that.
You were in the middle seat?
No, he was in the middle seat. I was on the aisle seat. My guy was like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like I could just force your arm wherever I wanted to go. But I'm going to be cool, and I'm just going to force my arm in to block your arm. So that's how we rolled the whole flight. Like that. I was like, that's one. He was also picking his nose the whole time, like boogers out of his nose, and then wiping them. Yeah, and then wiping them on the seat. So I let that go as well. I'm like, I just got to get out of here. I don't want to get arrested on a plane for choking someone for picking their boogers. On the way back, I get a guy. He has 3 drinks. One of them's an open coffee, no lid. Then he's got a beer, and he's got a hot tea, and a 17-inch laptop. All this on his side tray. He had the aisle seat. I had the middle seat this time. And this is on the way back. I paid for the extra room seat, so I'm like in business class or whatever. And this guy, it's not extra room width-wise, it's extra room lengthwise, so I could stretch my legs out.
Yeah.
But so it's the same tightness. He's got all this, and I'm just thinking in my mind, like, if that coffee or that tea spills on me, like, I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to lose my mind. On top of that, this dude blew his nose. I think he might have had like some kind of OCD thing going on, but he blew his nose no less than 45 times on a 2-hour flight. And he was just fidgety, and he might have been on crack or whatever. That's the plane experience. All that aside, we finally, I get to Derek's. We road trip to Owensboro. We actually had a blast, man. We were just hanging out, listening to some music.
Which car did you take?
His wife has a Ford F-150, a nice one.
Oh, so the one that he bought a while back?
Yeah, it's like a 2019. So we borrowed that and left her with the old Sequoia. So we cruised up in style, and yeah, man, it was a nice trip. We got there. We found a place to eat because we were downtown. There's basically nothing. Found a walkable place to eat. Met up with about 8 friends.
Nice.
Went and had dinner that night, and then the next day. That night, I also noticed there's a wedding party being set up, a very nice one.
I saw that. That was the only part of the world that I saw over the weekend.
And dude, it was like a very expensive wedding, and you could clearly tell. And I was like, maybe they're going to do it really early or really late, and it won't be an issue. No, they done it right in the middle of the day. It was perfect weather outside for it. 70 degrees, the breeze off the bay. It was a beautiful area back behind where that convention center is. And there is the loudest vehicles in the world inside the building. And then outside of the building, there is a stunt wall that is louder than any not bass-wise, vocals-wise, than any vehicle I've ever heard in my life. We were like 8 blocks away, and you could hear it like someone was driving by you.
Really?
It had all pro mids.
Yeah, of course.
I think, and bullet tweeters. But the thing is, like, it didn't sound bad, man. It actually sounded like, I didn't stand next to it, so I don't know what it sounded like next to it, but that far away, it sounded actually really good.
Well, why wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, when you go to a concert, that's what you have. You have a
Yeah.
PA system, and you have, tuned speakers to sound. So, yeah, it's not like they can't sound good. They
Yeah.
can totally sound good. It's just the idiots that don't let
Right.
them sound good. They they
Right.
they they just they don't know how to make it sound good.
And I wanted to talk to whoever's had this vehicle, but we just like whatever he wasn't out there demoing while I was at the show. Otherwise, we just missed him because I wanted to talk to him because for one thing, he had literally the loudest system I've ever heard in my life. Secondly, he was smart about it. Like he wasn't playing rap or whatever. He was playing like 70s rock,
Right.
80s pop, classical. He was even playing some classical music, like some Elvis. So he was playing things that people aren't going to be like super upset about.
Right.
And
So
so,
it wasn't like so it was almost like when you go to like a radio station on the side of the road where they just put out some tower speakers
yeah,
and they just play the music for the radio station that like, oh, everyone likes this shit. We'll just play that.
right. But times 10. Fuck, I imagine. I
I could see
imagine.
colors afterwards.
Yeah, Mullen happened to be there, so
Oh,
we
cool.
got to hang a little bit on Friday or Saturday. So that was the show Saturday. They set a literal loudest vehicle ever recorded,
Yeah, I heard
185.6 decibels.
yeah, somebody I can't remember who it was. It was either Sage or Justin.
Yeah,
Was like, holy Jesus.
and it
Or it might have
was.
been Tom. I think it was Tom Miller.
I
I think it
missed
was
it. We
even
have
still.
we happened like I heard a bunch of the 17. Well, it wasn't like a demo show because it was World Finals, but
Mhm.
just being there when they're doing like 175 at 77 hertz, you could be really far away from that, and it's still pretty brutal, you know. But I
Right.
missed the 185 because we happened to go back to the room to grab drinks, and of course, like the big moment of the show happens while we're gone.
What was it in?
It was in a highly customized van. I think they were running Sundown ZV6s or custom Sundown subs, and I'm not sure on ants, but it was highly modified van.
Wow.
So all that went on. We had a blast. Wayne, Elise, and got to hang out with them. EXO was there. Got to hang out with EXO a little bit more.
Oh,
And
nice.
so we got to meet up with a bunch of people. Like I said, Sean Mullen was there. And they had a barbecue for the competitors at the end. And it was a free barbecue if you paid for the package or whatever. So we went and done that. Got to hang out with everyone there, eat some barbecue. Kentucky barbecue's not that great. We go back. Then we just go down to the lobby, and there was a group of maybe like 10 or 12 of us just hanging out in the lobby talking all night.
Yeah.
We ended up not doing a live stream. And then we drove back, and then I went to Derek's. We hung out, grilled, messed around, helped him straighten up his studio, do a little cataloging. That's about it. Flew back home,
Wow.
business class. And I will never, ever fly again if I can't at least get a business class seat.
Southwest doesn't do business class.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to fly Southwest anyways. I don't want to do the whole stage. Okay, you get on. Best you get this. Pick your seat. I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, it's actually pretty. Well, now that they've changed it, so they've actually
Yeah.
Southwest has changed how you do the tickets. I haven't had to buy one in the new format, but in the past, I think they've just rolled it all into one. So like, we always pay to board early, so we always pay to be in the first round of people getting on the plane.
Yeah.
So we're always like right on the wing.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I hate getting on the plane early because then I have to be on the plane even longer.
Oh, see, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I can understand. Like there was these two dudes. So I always sit in the middle. I always let Fernando have either the aisle or the window. I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna either sit like this, or I'm gonna try to go to sleep because it just doesn't matter. And so there's this little dude sitting next to me, this little old guy sitting next to me, and he was reading a book. And it was dark in the plane because it was nighttime. Yeah. So he turns on the beam of light.
Oh, dude.
And he was like, is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, man, sure, whatever. You know, I mean, live your best life, bro.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna fall asleep. You know, I guess after like 5 minutes of having it on, he was just like, dude, this is like the brightest light in the plane. Like, I'm the only one with this light on. I'm gonna turn it off. You know, I don't need to read this. And it was weird. Like the book he was reading, because I always look at like who's reading a book on the plane. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like you're reading a book. Like no one reads books on a plane, dude. Like old ladies read books on planes. But
Yeah.
it was some weird ass book like the history of America, and he was reading about the flag, and I'm like, this isn't a book you read on the plane. I mean, like, come on, this just
Exactly.
puts you to sleep. I mean, this is like a shitty textbook.
Does Southwest have all the USB chargers for you?
Well, we flew
on the
American
seats?
on this one.
Oh, so they probably did have the USB
Oh
charger.
yeah, they had USB chargers all over the place.
Yeah.
It just depends on the plane with Southwest. It just depends on the plane. I mean, we always have a great experience. Like I have yet had a bad experience on Southwest. I'm sure we will at some point. But you know, we've always had. I mean, for the most part, we typically always have a good experience when we're flying. I mean, I you know, the only time it sucked was one manufacturer flew us out and they put us in the back of the plane. That wasn't the plane's fault. That was just the manufacturer's fault that, you know,
put you in the wrong spot. Yeah.
Yeah. So on this one, our flight obviously got canceled because of the hurricane. So we ended up flying out Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And so we had to stop in Dallas. Yay. Luckily we stayed in the same terminal. So that was good. But so when we rebooked the flight, they were like, oh, I don't have two seats next to one another. I'm like, how really? Not nowhere on the plane? First off, they said to call, so I called.
Yeah.
And then the lady's like trying to find, and she's like, I can't, there's no flights. I'm like, you're trying to tell me there's no flights on Saturday to Phoenix? Like, I find that extremely hard to believe.
Yeah.
And I went on and I go, what about this one at 12 o'clock? Oh, I didn't see that one. I go, okay. She goes, what's the flight number? I gave her, oh, yeah, now I see it. She's like, yeah, they don't always give us access to everything. I'm like,
huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So then she's like, yeah, there's a two. I said, I don't care. Just get us on the plane. That's all. Travel, don't give a shit. Destination, most important thing.
Yeah.
So then I go to check us in. Dude, there's all kinds of fucking seats next to one another. So, and then I was like, Fernando was checking in. I was on his phone, and I was like, dude, there's seats next to one another. Just give me the phone. I changed the seats.
Yeah.
And then I thought it would I thought it would do me, and it didn't. So I had to go on my phone, and I was like, oh, let's look at the seats again. And it was like they had seats closer to the front of the plane, and I was like, oh, well, fuck this. But you had to pay for them.
Yeah.
So it was like, whatever. It's like it was like $120 to move the seats to a better spot. Whatever, because I was like, if I don't spend the $120, I'm just going to be miserable. Because like we were like row 25 or some shit like that. I'm like, this is going to suck, So it's like sometimes you have to sit there and look at it and go, yeah, it's $120, but what's my price of sanity?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I've done on seats. I was so lucky when I upgraded mine back. It was like $80 for both.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, totally dude, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So where'd you go?
So we went to Mobile Solutions in Phoenix. We're not going to talk too much about that because Fernando really wants to talk about that on tomorrow night's show. But there is a portion of it that I can talk about because we couldn't talk about it because we were there for Orca Design. Orca Design is Focal, Moscone, Gladen. Those were the brands that we were there to play with. But Mobile Solutions is literally right across the street from Rockford Fosgate.
I
mean, and when I say right across the street, there's maybe 75 yards between the two. I mean, and so we were supposed to get there Friday, and then we were going to go over to Rock. We told them we're going to stop by Friday and see what's going on and all that other crap. And they were like, yeah, come by. And so getting there Saturday, we got there and like the class was already going. And so like we had to get caught up and start filming and just like, 100 miles an hour. And that's when we did the live show Saturday night, which I think I was falling asleep during.
Yeah.
I was fucking tired. But yeah, so then Wednesday we didn't fly out till like 4:00. So
Wow.
the class ended Tuesday, so we had all day to do pretty much whatever we wanted. I mean, we had to leave to the airport by like 1:30 because friends of ours were also going to the airport. And
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate of, if you're going to pay for the Uber, I'm going to ride with you. So I will sit in the airport for 2.5 hours just so I don't have to pay for a fucking Uber. And he works for a company, so the company's paying for it, so it was okay. But popped in like Vega show since we missed a few. Yeah, so we went over to Rockford and hung out. Teresa there is like the nicest person in the world, and I think she's number 2. And then we went in and saw Bill Jackson, and they showed us all this cool shit that we can't talk about. And
that's a classic Rockford move.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. It's funny because like Eric Russell was walking around with us, and because we went in and talked to Teresa for a couple minutes. She took us in to see Bill Jackson. Bill Jackson showed us some really cool shit. He was there with Greg Cobbs. And so we got to see him, who we did the interview with.
Right.
And former SPL guy. And then, they took us over and we hooked up with Eric, and we hung out with the guys in the production department for a couple minutes. And then we went off to go see all the top secret shit. But everywhere we went, like Eric had to tell everyone, hey, they're under NDA. Hey, they're under NDA. And it was funny because they'd be like, and then he would go, they're under NDA. Okay, so here's what we got. And it was like, oh shit. Damn, these guys are tight, man. Holy crap, man. Like it goes from like this to whatever you need. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, dang.
I'm sure they had all kinds of motorcycle amps and
didn't see any of that stuff. Saw all car audio stuff.
Oh man,
I was all
making
car
a
audio
comeback.
stuff.
Wow. Hey, I'm happy to see them. Like, I want to see them do new cars. The last thing that was new was this revision. It was the Prime, which was I like the redesign a lot on the Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to see something. I love the T Power Series amps, but it's time for something new.
Well,
nobody cares about punch.
Yeah. No. I mean, and the part that sucked is that, they always go to me, we want your opinion. I'm like, why? Can't I just sit there and look at it like everyone else and just like suck you off? Man, it's so dope. No, they know. They all know that when they go, oh, Dean's here. All right, we're going to get some truth. Because he's going to tell us how much he fucking hates our shit. And he's not going to have anything nice to say. And so he's the perfect guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do this to me, guys. Don't do this. Why?
I'm just trying to hang out. Yeah.
I just came by to say hi, And I'm, but there was a couple of things where they're like, no, dude, trust me. We saw no motorcycle shit. They know better.
Okay.
Awesome. No, there was no motorcycle shit. There was, dude, everything was car audio. Everything they showed us was car audio, and it was fucking awesome. But
that's exciting, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was cool. It was exciting. And, we got to see some stuff that some of the projects they're working on, some of the new products that are going to come out. So we had a great time. And we were only there for like an hour and 10 minutes because it was like, we didn't want to outstay our welcome, but plus we needed to get back to Mobile Solutions. And no, it was interesting though. It was cool to like the guys at Rockford are the coolest dudes in the world. Like, you got guys walking around with flip flops and shit, and you're just like, dude, like, come on. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, and So that was a lot of fun. And we met a bunch of cool guys. Like there's like 20 guys that came from all over the U.S. and I would okay. So funny story. So they wanted us to film some testimonials. I was
Yeah.
like, no problem, man. How many you want? Like 4 or 5? She's like, yeah, I need 4 or 5 testimonials. Cool. Set up the camera, set up backdrop, got everything just the way I want. I go into the room and I said, hey guys, I need 5 of you guys. I need to film a testimonial. Like the first guy, okay, I'll do it. And you're like, oh, all right, come on, all right. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna coach you through this because I need specific stuff. And it's just like, all right, dial it down. And then one of the guys, one of my made new buddies, new friends for life, new BFFs. And I said to him, he's a big guy like you, and I said, hey man, come on, and he's like, no man, I can't do this. I said, you're gonna be fine. I need you to do this. I said, trust me, I'll hold your hand all the way through this. You'll be fine. He goes, I might pass out. I said, you're not gonna pass out. He goes, will you catch me if I pass out? I go, fuck no, I'm not gonna catch you. You squish me.
Yeah.
You're
going down, bro. You're going
Yeah.
down.
Oh my gosh, dude. And it was so funny watching grown men. Like, I'm like, dude, I just need you to do it. Like,
just say your thing.
I'm like, dude, I will coach. I will tell you what to say. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's not hard. I was reading yeah.
I figured.
Problem.
I mean, it's. I mean, yeah, you're in.
Yeah,
that
but you also
ballpark.
got to look at how many. Okay, so the R2 stuff came out is the most recent stuff to come out.
Right.
So, I can say that if you're just looking at power and you're looking at features, then yes, on paper they look very similar. What goes on underneath the hood? Prime and Punch are a totally different animal. Totally different animal. But I feel that's the problem with a lot of these manufacturers that make like 3 500-watt amps.
Yeah.
It's like,
a ton of them do it,
Yeah, and it's like, well, why would I want, you tell me it puts out 500 watts, that one puts out 500 watts, and that one puts out 500 watts. I'll just buy the cheapest 500 watts. It's like, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Go for it.
People always gravitate towards the cheapest and the most expensive.
Yeah.
The middle one is like, I mean, it's going to be out there, but it's not going to be a big seller most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's, whatever. Nothing against that analogy. I totally get what you're saying, and a lot of people think that way. But and this was always like when we were big with Pioneer, I would always be like, God, you guys suck. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, because you have this stupid compare to radios, and so you click on the cheapest one, you click on the most expensive one, and the only difference that you guys show between $199 and like $7 or $8.99 is dual USB HDMI and like CarPlay. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why would anyone spend $8.99 if like those meaningless things are the only differences? You guys are fucking stupid. Like, because there's people that legit don't know, and they'll be like, why would I spend $600 for a second USB and an HDMI that I'm never going to use?
Yeah.
And CarPlay, I can't believe it's that much more. And it's like,
I considered upgrading from the X403, the Kenwood Excel on that I have in the Trooper now, to the 703 because I just want to say single DIN, but it's like it's the same. It's not even that much more expensive. It's like $50 more or something like that.
I mean, it's funny because we were talking about Morel does not make ribbon tweeters. One of the things that I was talking about with them, I think I even said it on the show when we had Kenwood on. I was like, dude, just buy the most expensive one. I mean, seriously, if you're buying a single DIN, I mean, like the most expensive one is like $150.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we even carrying more than one? Like, if you can't spend $150 on a single DIN radio.
Well, I know, and I think the 703 or 704, whatever, is like $199. But the reason I ended up with the 403 it's because literally none of the rest were in stock.
Yeah.
This was like middle of COVID, and I was like, "What? I just
Right.
got to get the one I can get."
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. You know, but yeah, it's like, oh God, you know,
Yeah, that's how it goes.
whatever.
So what else do you have going on with travels? What else is?
So at the end of this month, we're going out to Orlando, which is nice because all we have to do is drive. So it's like Friday night. We leave and we're gonna go out there Saturday, Sunday, and be home Sunday night. We have some. We're actually doing training. Won't be doing filming per se.
Right.
We will be using some AV stuff to help their trainings better. Because when we come to a training, we bring all our shit so we can do like second camera, so we can have the monitor up, and we can, like, if they're talking about products, we can, we bring the ATEMs video switcher, and we can
Right.
switch between shit, so we can make it more interactive for them. So we've offered that package to them. So one of us will always be there to. But we're doing amplifier training, so we have to build a bunch of displays. For their cool little marine amplifiers, because it's with JVC, and JVC
Oh,
only
okay.
makes, they don't
Yeah.
make any amplifiers anymore except for the little tiny power sport amplifiers.
Okay.
So like they've discontinued the whole amplifier line. All their amplifiers are discontinued, and I was like, wait, what? So we have basically 4 amplifiers, I think. So we have like a monoblock, a 4-channel with a Bluetooth controller, and then a hideaway 4-channel. That's it. And we
Yeah.
have to come up with a strategy to help these guys sell amplifiers. Which, believe it or not, I came up with like 5 minutes, man. I was like, why don't we do this? And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. And I was like, God, I got to charge people for these things. Shit.
First one's free.
Yeah, but we're on the 10th one, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I was talking to my buddy, and he's like, I started a consultant firm. Anyone asks me for anything, I just put the receipt in front of them and go, now if you want to talk, just sign this and we'll start talking. I was like, yeah,
There you go.
I need to do that.
You've already given everyone a first one, so now you just charge them for the rest.
Yeah. And so then we get back from that, and the weekend after that is SEMA. So then we leave I think we leave Monday because it starts Tuesday this
Right.
time. So, which I didn't realize, because I was like, why are we coming back Friday? That's kind of dumb. And then I didn't realize that, we're coming back Friday because the show ends Friday. I was like,
So, what are the dates of SEMA?
It's the first week in November, so it's like the
Okay,
first, second, third, fourth. So that's Monday, Tuesday, or it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right. Okay.
So, what's up from Arizona? Just there. Oh, when we were in Arizona, there was a sandstorm.
Oh yeah, there was a hurricane in North Carolina when we were driving.
Oh yeah, of course.
To Kentucky.
There was one here too.
Yeah. Turns out it just travels up the East Coast.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works out.
Right.
Yeah, lots of rain. So, all right. Yeah, so we got shit going on, which we'll talk about more. But let's get back to your thing for a minute, because I want to talk more about the nuts and bolts of what you guys saw. So, because I haven't been to an SPL contest. I mean, I went to the one in Emma, which
right.
I'm still having nightmares about that, because that was not, And then other than that, like, I walked around Slamfest, which I guess Slamfest is this weekend, which I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm not going. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go. Oh, geez, yes, a G6 in the future. Oh my God,
man.
you have no idea how badly Fernando wants that. Oh, trust me, the amount of money that this trip cost me, and just buying new shit for us to use, like,
you could have went to Tahiti.
Oh, dude, like, cause, like, so we got to work on a Jeep.
Yeah.
And so Tom Miller is from Music Car up in Portland. Okay. And he's like the design, like, if you haven't seen this guy's stuff, what they put out, it's ridiculous. But he is a designer, man. And this guy, he's always the lead.
Right.
Like, he's the lead. This is what we're going to do. And we were a day late. So, like, we had no idea, and we originally thought we were just coming to film shit. But he does nothing easy. And so, they have all the tools in the world there. So Fernando got to play with some new tools.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, so anyways, so let's get back to you. So what goes on at SPL show? I mean, what is happening?
So this one's a little different. Like a DB drag, I'm not super familiar with because I haven't been too many, but they're running cars head to head. They have drag lights, and
Really?
they're doing the whole thing. So it's a little bit more exciting this way, because they may be even in different classes, but they're
Right.
doing like 5-minute runs sometimes, or like a 30-second run or a 3-minute run. I'm not sure on the length, but it's like a timed run head to head in the lanes, and you have to play their music track. So you are playing whatever they had on their track, and
Okay.
for their determined length. So it is kind of exciting like that. But I will say, this being finals, it was not like a demo scene. Which
Okay.
the demo scene always makes SPL shows funner, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would think
Because
so.
because they're just vehicles out there just trying to show you their system and hang out and do all that stuff. This was more like serious business, like they're here to compete. You might get a demo. You might get a demo here and there, but it really wasn't that kind of show.
Okay.
So and I got some footage, but then I realized like nobody watches when I do cover SPL show. So
Right.
I doubt I'll even put anything up. I will probably, going forward, just do more live streaming as I'm there. I think maybe that's the way that I'll handle that in the future.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback on that one for a second, like, we had great plans of doing, like, we were supposed to do a ton of like live shit. So I mean, we
Yeah.
did some Instagram, and we brought all the shit to do live stuff. But then once we got involved in the build, that was it. Like, we
Yeah.
were like, there was no time. There was no
Right.
time. I mean, it was just like, go. And I was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
Luckily, we filmed most of the stuff like the first day we were there and part of the second day, because after that, it was just like, yeah, I spent the whole day wiring up the Jeep, and then I brought
Yeah.
Fernando in to help do some of the stuff, and then it was like doing all the, so we got good stuff, but it was hard. It was like, now we're doing double duty.
Yeah.
So, you always look at it and you're like, man, yeah, we'll get this content, we'll get that content, and then it's like going to war.
Yeah.
It's like they say, we got a plan. We're gonna stick with the plan until the first bullet gets fired, and then the plan goes to shit. So like, we had all kinds of plans, but they all went to shit.
Yeah. I mean, I had an ample opportunity to film everything, and everyone was cool, when they weren't, doing their competing thing. But I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy the show, hang out, do it. I did one live stream. I plan on doing more, but it just didn't work out.
That's kind of my dream one day. Is to just like not take the camera shit and just go and hang out, and like maybe have my phone, do something from that maybe once, but other than that, nah, don't film shit. But the likelihood of that happening is thin, because like the manufacturers want us to film shit, so. Tech Fanatics is deemed as Paul get mad about his installers always out of the shop. No, I mean, we make him a shit ton of money, dude. I mean, we make him a shit ton of money, so he's okay. I mean, it's just all part of it. I mean, it's just part of it. Dean and Nando were live at 1 a.m. in the hotel. I had to check in to make sure Nando was safe. Oh, he was totally. I was the one that was falling asleep.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I was out, man. We were so fucking tired.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, let's go live. And because we were all hanging out downstairs and falling asleep downstairs. And I go, let's go live. And he's like, you really want to? And I was like, yeah, we kind of told everybody we would. So let's at least do it once while we're here. It's Saturday night. It's kind of the right night to do it. So we had all the shit. And I was like, fuck it. We're just going to do it from the phone. We'll wear our labs, and we'll just chill out. And the one cool thing is they got us our own hotel room. So like, I had my room, he had his room. So I was able to just like take one queen bed and just like
full
all
of
the
your crap.
all the bags went on there, and then dude,
Yeah.
they had this, like, a lot of these hotels now have like this desk / entertainment center / dresser, so it's like this 20-foot long countertop,
Yeah.
which is fucking great. So it was like, all the camera shit was just kind of all laid out on top of it, so that we
Yeah.
knew what we needed to take, and it was really cool. So
Yeah, and I had planned to stream Saturday night as well, and we didn't do it. We didn't do the setup because we would have had to use 2 iPhones, like you,
yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh well.
So my buddy Mel went. He was competing with a little Volkswagen. I want to say like a Golf or a Jet. Not, it wasn't a Jetta, because
Yeah,
it was a hatchback. So whatever that is, I don't know.
yeah.
But
It's a Rabbit. No, they don't
yeah,
do that.
something like that.
Or
Yeah.
GTI or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It was the little hatchback. He had a little hatchback there. He was competing with. He's the Amp. He's the guy that works at Amp that won all
Yeah.
that shit last year.
Oh, okay. I've seen that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he's
JBL.
the fan. Huh?
It's not JBL, right?
No, it's not JBL.
No.
No, he's a he's the Phantom out of Texas. His name is Mel. So he because he posted a ton of pictures of him driving up there. I think his truck broke on the way and all that shit.
Damn.
I was like, okay, but he's hardcore bass guy. Like last year, he took first place in his class in all 3 groups. So
wow.
Yeah, he's nuts. But he was up there.
And SQ finals are actually this weekend in Missouri. So it's like 2 or 3 hours from me. I don't know that I'll go. It depends on what I got going on, really. But I don't have much going on. I might go check it out.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours is a no.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So we were talking about, we're like, man, that would have been cool. Like if we wouldn't have had this going on,
yeah,
that might have been cool. Because I mean, we could have just flown out, flown out Friday night or late Friday, got there Saturday, or got there Friday sometime,
mm-hmm.
Gone to the show Saturday, gone to the Sunday, fly out 5 o'clock on Sunday, be back ready to work on Monday. So technically we'd only lose like maybe a day and a half.
Yeah.
But we might do that next year on some of these things. But I mean, they have to be the big shows, man, because man, I don't want to walk around and I don't want to spend $1,000 to fly out to one of these things. And, it's like, what are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that sucks.
Well, I would like to go to Slamology next year. That's one I want to make, just to see the spectacle, check it out. I'd like to go to the Mobile Solutions too.
Oh, Master Tech,
yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be crazy.
I think that'll be fun,
dude. So
I won't be taking no video. I'll just be going to have fun.
Oh fuck yeah, no, you go to have fun. There's no point in taking video. We didn't even bother. I think Fernando got something. I haven't even put it together yet.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I'll just wait till next year as it gets closer and put it together then.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, dude, it's so I think tickets go on sale. Fuck, I can't tell. I can't. Anyway, they're soon.
Right.
Well, let's just go with soon, because I can't say. But it's gonna be really soon. And what's really cool is there's three tracks this year. So there's the general track, which is going to be like electronics, like think of like speakers, electronics, the nuts and bolts of car audio.
Yeah.
And then 2 tracks are going to be design. So there's 2 design tracks. And then so what happened last year is that you picked 2 tracks, and then that was it. So you didn't get to pick anything you wanted. Right. So then you have one of those as your main track, and there's 4 classes in that. Then on the next day you have pick your own classes. Okay.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
So there's like 8 or 9 classes that so you can pick and choose which ones you want. So the sucky part is, as an instructor, you have to teach the class twice.
Yeah.
But as an attendee, you get to do whatever you want. Like you can pick and have fun. So,
dude, if I'm doing the classes or whatever, they got like, how long are the classes? An hour?
Hour and a half.
They got like 15 minutes. If it's boring, I'm out. I'll find something else to do for that hour.
There will be nothing that's boring at this.
Good.
There's not a boring. Trust me, man. These guys, like, dude, I thought our class sucked because it was me and Andy, and it was like, I don't know. But even though, like, people are coming up to me afterwards, going, "Dude, that was awesome." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, and they're like, "No, dude, that was awesome." I'm like, "All right, man. I'm thank you." I mean, I thought it sucked. They're like, "Dude, why? What?" She's like, "Dude, that was like, you laid down some," and I'm like, "Thanks." But I'm hard on myself, man. You know, like when I'm done with the class, if I think I did well, I'll be like, yeah, we did well. But if I thought it sucked, man, I'm my own worst critic, man. But no, it's gonna be crazy. It is gonna be crazy. So like we've talked about it before. So you fly. So the worst part about it is the hotels suck. The hotels are $250 a night. It doesn't matter what hotel you stay in. They're all $250 a night because of baseball. So spring training is going on at the same time. So all these hotels are just fucking taxing the shit out of people. And I'm like, you guys suck. There's like 4 or 5 host hotels, and there's going to be a bus that takes you to all of them. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But everything is included, though. Like, food is all included. So they're serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, 3 meals. Wow.
Yeah, so you're good. I don't know how great breakfast.
The ticket is not unreasonable to get into. It's like what, $850 or $900, something like that.
Something like that. It hasn't we're not firm yet.
Right.
But still, you get there.
Reasonable.
So you get there Sunday. Okay, so you fly in Sunday. All right. It's Sunday night. Is like they want everybody there before it starts, because if you get there Monday, you're late. Okay.
Yeah.
You might as well not fucking come, because you're paying all this money. It starts at like fucking 7:30 Monday morning. Dang. But Sunday night, they have a huge party that everyone is invited to, and this year it's going to be held in an auditorium. So they have an outdoor stage, like an auditorium, and so they have a band coming. They have bars. I think there's going to be like 2 or 3 bars plus food.
Wow.
It's so all 800 or 1,000, 1,200 people all go in, and you just walk around and you eat and you drink and you listen to music and you meet all the people that you've never met before. And that's the first night. Like that's night 1. It's like, fuck me. So, I mean, and there's shit going on all the time. So they have the build off going on. We're going to have our wire competition going on. At nighttime. Cool. One night they're going to do you can bring they're doing a glow night, to where you bring it's a competition, and you bring your best glow light thing. So whatever you build something cool that lights up, and then they're gonna have a competition where so at nighttime, and then we're gonna have a nighttime party one night. I think it's like barbecue and shit like that. But so the idea is that you go and you do this till about 10 o'clock, and then you go to your fucking hotel and you go to sleep. There is a bar, and if you're one of the guys that wants to have fun at the bar, then go for it. But
you got to be up at 7:30 for the first class. Don't forget that part.
Yeah, it's tough. But then there'll be food in the morning, which will probably just be like pastries and shit like that. And then usually they have coffees and cookies between the classes, which thank God. Because but the lunch was great. Like last year, the lunch was great. He's like, "Oh, the lunch sucked. I got better shit coming this year." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take it."
Yeah.
But I think once all said and done, like if with the plane tickets, the hotel, and the car, you're probably going to spend about $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a realistic number that what it's going to cost. But I can tell you right now that is $3,000. That if you come to something like that, what's up, Fro? Fro went last year. He had a blast.
Yeah.
You're going to learn everything. I mean, you're going to learn everything.
I don't even care about learning. I just want to hang out.
Dude, but that's the thing though, man. Like, you know, this is one of those things where it's like, fucking hey, you're gonna, you know.
No,
I don't know.
I'm interested in learning about probably the weird stuff, not the common stuff that you would think I might use.
So I convinced my contact at iData, a guy named James.
Yeah.
I said to him, I said, hey man, you ever thought about teaching a class? Like, cause you're smart, you're an engineer, you design all this shit. You know, you make all this amp integration crap, like, you know, basically AR, which is their version of Amp Pro, and you know, RRs. I'm like, you know all this shit. Like, you're like, all for us, the installers, like everyone talks about this shit like they know what the fuck it is, and it's like, no, man, you guys have no idea. It's just it's a magic box. We plug it in, it works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
But these guys actually understand what the fuck is going on and what they're looking for and stuff like that. And if I said, would you be interested in like doing a class talking about that? And he's like, oh God, yes. Like, yes, please. And I go, seriously? He goes, yeah. So, all right, well, cool. You're going to teach a class. I'm going to make some calls. You're going to teach a class. So, you know, I called Brian. I said, dude, what do you think of this? And he's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. So, you know,
it looks like a fun time, man. Just seeing the stuff from last year. I think you guys went live. Did you do a video?
Yeah.
On it. So yeah. It looked.
I mean, we were live a couple times, but
yeah,
you know, we still haven't edited.
Maybe, Fro. Maybe I might do it. I don't know.
I mean, it was super cool. That is definitely for sure.
Yeah.
I think Kicker's gonna be there this year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Samology.
I mean, if you're gonna have a golf cart, that's already all that more enticing. So I don't have to walk back and forth. Just drive onward to the base. Take me to the base, Sean. Go, Slay. Show me the base.
Yeah. No, I would like to go to those shows. Like, you know, those would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones, and it's like a car show too. I think Slamology would also be fun. So I also want to go to SEMA, not this year, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe next year.
We're gonna be busy in SEMA this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already been informed because I had to because we're going there with audio control, but another manufacturer that we work with reached out to me and was like, "Hey, can we have you this night?" And I was like, "Let me find out." I had to get permission. Well, because you know we're there to work with these guys, and you know,
right.
Like I had to make sure that they were cool with us disappearing for a couple hours to go, you know, after the show to go do, you know, something with them. So, you know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to SEMA. There you go. But
who's going to SEMA? Oh, Ron. Nice.
Yeah.
Some to Slam. Time of my life, 2 years in a row.
There you go.
Well,
very cool.
You know.
Well, that's the show, man.
Yeah, no. Well, see, I didn't have it. We got to go out on a whimper since we started on a bang. Well,
we're totally going out on a whimper,
right? But I saved all my food stories. I have food stories for.
Oh, thank God.
For the next
show. I was gonna say, man, that was way too short. The amount of what you brought up.
Dude, I can't talk about the food until we get to the food show.
All right, I do have some food stories too. I totally sad food story.
Oh no, a sad one.
I have good stories.
I have good food stories.
We're gonna balance it out.
Stories. But the link's in the description. Y'all click on it. Join us. Be one of the 10 people that watches every week.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you on the other stream. Side